So I met Sophia. She was 16, I was 17. I met her at church. She was my first real girlfriend, first real love. We ended up dating for a while and getting married. We got married. She was 23, I was 24. And I remember we were getting ready to set off for this great life. Now, she was born with a heart condition. And she had a surgery when she was born and a surgery when she was 7. So, you know, everything we thought was okay. We never thought there was any problems. I mean, we dated for 6 years. So you wouldn't think that if any problem would rise up, it'd be then. Sophia was a Puerto Rican girl. She was short. She had a spunky attitude. You know, my friends called her a fireball because she was quick-witted, and she was a girl all around. She was beautiful. She was awesome. She had a heart for the Lord. But in our first year of marriage, she started going through these, you know, spells where her heart would beat like 200 times a minute, and we'd have to take her to the hospital. She'd have to stay in the hospital. They'd have to shock her heart. And I came in there, they said her heart failed. We had to resuscitate her. Her heart's not taking the surgery that we did. We had to put her on an artificial heart until we get her a heart transplant. At this time, that's when me and my church started praying. We started praying. And man, it felt like things were happening. But nothing was happening with her. People's lives were being changed. Even people at our church were experiencing healings, and God was showing up there, but He wasn't showing up with my wife. And I remember one night I stayed there till about 3:30 in the morning, and I praying with some friends, and I just had nothing left in me, and I did what I did best. I just started worshiping and singing. And I remember the next day I went home, and the doctor called me and said, "You need to get in here. There's nothing we can do." You know, she had already turned gray, and there was nothing left. It was a challenging time. What do you do when God doesn't answer your prayers? What do you do when everything you believe about God is being tested, and God doesn't look like the good father that He says He does? During this time, telling myself, I'm going to keep the faith, I'm going to keep the faith. Remember the Bible stories, remember the Bible stories. But inevitably, I fell into a deep, dark depression. Could not sleep at night. I remember dealing with thoughts of suicide. Although I would never do it, I couldn't escape that. I felt like that could be the escape. It was like I was hanging onto the casket of my wife. As morbid as it sounds, like as they were burying her, I was being buried. And I remember, you know, picturing myself breaking the grip off my hand with this hammer, this invisible hammer, and almost like forcefully banging your hand to let go of that toxicity, let go of what you don't understand. Stop asking all the questions. Just trust. Don't let that situation take you down. And it didn't happen immediately, but I kept exercising that letting go piece. And it was almost like someone pulled a plug out my heart, and these toxic emotions, bitterness, resentment, anger, hopelessness, despair, it's like they drained out my heart. And I could see God's goodness again, and I could see His faithfulness again. The question I had to come up with is, I don't understand it, but where else do I go? I have nowhere else to go. If I stop following Jesus, then what? But little did I know that God was writing a story. God had bigger plans than I could see. A month after she passed, we had already planned on going on American Idol. I was faced with a choice. Do I go or do I stay home? It was the last opportunity. I was of age where you don't get another opportunity. So I went and tried out, and little did I know God was building a story through that. I was on season 8 of American Idol, 2009, and I ended up taking 3rd place. I shared my story. Millions of people, lives were touched. See, that was the bigger picture. I didn't know that. I wrote a book after that. I started a non-profit organization called Sophia's Heart that has taken homeless families off the street. All that was birthed out of that broken situation. And the God that I knew as a child was the same God that brought me through that dark moment. And He's going to be the same God that brings you through your dark moment.
How great the love of Jesus Christ. Upon the cross of Calvary, the blood was shed that